All right.
Live camera action.
I make a motion to appoint Mike Packer as Chairman Pro Tem for tonight's meeting.
I second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 It's all yours, Mike.
Okay, welcome. It is the evening of June 27th, 2024. This is the Kaysville City Planning Commission. Welcome to everybody who is here. Our first item of business, declaration of conflict of interest. Is there any concerns from any of the council members?
No.
Or commission members? All right, let's move on then to item number 3 on the agenda. Consideration of a conditional use permit for a major B home occupation for Construct Builders, LLC, located at 585 South, 300 East for Brant Knowlton. We'll turn the time over to staff to walk us through that.
All right, that is me. So our first item, conditional use permit for Construct Builders, Brant Knowlton, is not here this evening. As we shared with you guys, they are out of town, and we were hoping that they would be able to join us for a phone call if there were questions. However, I think this is a pretty straightforward conditional use permit. It's for a major B home occupation for Construct Builders, which is exactly like it says. He's a contractor doing remodels and new builds. He is compliant with the department, with DOPL as well as the Department of Commerce. All equipment will be on site. He only will be bringing a truck home to his property. It took us a second to figure out where he was at. He lives on a flag lot, so if you'll go to the next picture, his home's clear back at the end of the alley, all the way tucked in back there. But as you saw on the last slide, there's plenty of room on his property, even if he were to be bringing home any equipment. But everything will be delivered and dropped off there at the job site. Staff is recommending approval for this conditional use permit located at 585 South, 300 East for Brant Knowlton and Construct Builders, with any conditions that the Planning Commission feel are necessary or appropriate for this type of major B home occupation.
All right, thank you. Commissioners, does anyone have any questions for staff?
No, so staff, you've reviewed it, meets all of the requirements.
Yeah, he's in an R180, the zoning is great. There's not any other conditional use permits in the area, so it's not like there'll be lots of builders on the street. We got to double check to make sure there wasn't any, I guess you just don't want a whole street full of builders. But there's nothing else on that street as far as conditional use permits. And he's good with DOPL. He's got several different licenses with them, and they're all current licensing.
And he's not doing anything on the property that
There's no storage,
requires.
and his tools will be in his truck, and it's no different than parking a truck at home, coming in and out of work.
Okay.
Pretty easy.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Answers all my questions. If there are no other questions, we'll entertain a motion if anyone has one.
Okay, I'm going to do it for the first time, guys.
Do it.
All right.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the conditional use permit for a major B home occupation for Construct Builders, LLC, located at 585 South, 300 East for Brant Knowlton. Anything else?
And I'll second that motion.
All right, we'll start the voting with Commissioner Sevi.
Aye.
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 All right, motion passes.
All right. So maybe show tonight. Welcome. Our next item is for another conditional use permit, and actually the next meeting will have two or three preschool conditional use permits as well. So everyone's getting ready for fall season coming up, which is crazy. This is a conditional use permit for a major B home occupation for Laura Madsen for Whimsy Art Preschool. Laura is here tonight. She lives at 933 South Commerce Circle, and she's got a really great size lot. It's almost an acre, so she's got plenty of room to put lots of preschoolers. It sounds like she'll only be having no more than 6 students at a time. And as you can see in the packet, there will be a 10-minute window before and after classes, And she'll be doing a Monday through Thursday session from 9 to 11, and then a Monday through Thursday from 12:30 to 3 o'clock. So there will be a really good gap in between for part or drive up and drop off. She is planning to stay with the Davis School District calendar, so it won't be any different really than all the other kids coming and going from school. As you can see right here, well, this is one of the best applications I've had turned in, I'm just going to say.
Very nice.
I would send my children to your preschool. Maybe they still need to come. Everything you need to learn is in preschool, right? So anyway, she's going to be starting on September 3rd, but as you can see, she has put together drop off. She's got a great setup that makes an easy flow for drop off and pick up for this neighborhood. She will still need to do a fire inspection, which once we get the conditional use permit, we'll work on finishing up the business license, and she'll work with the fire department on that. And other than that, everything's compliant with the state, the zoning's correct. I did have 2 people call from the sign just asking what was going on, and there weren't any dissenters in regards to this conditional use. So staff is recommending approval for this conditional use permit located at 933 South Commerce Circle for Whimsy Art Preschool for Laura Madsen, with any conditions Planning Commission feel are necessary or appropriate. And she is here for questioning. She even watched some Planning Commissions previous to this just in case she got called up. So I think you guys should test and see how she did on her YouTube video watching.
All right. Do we want to have her come up, and would you like to make any comments adding to the?
Yeah, come on up.
Yeah, come on up. For the record, state your name, and then if you have any comments or if we have any questions.
I'm Laura Madsen. I don't have anything else that I've added besides my application, but if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer anything.
Well, I don't have any questions, but I agree that this couldn't be a more ideal little situation. And I love the map and the flow of traffic. It just seems like it was just right, just made for you.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
It looks
Well,
better
and-
than my elementary school pickup line.
Yes,
It will be more organized than your elementary school one.
Always.
yes.
And I love that she's only got 6 students at the most in there, so they're going to get loved on extra.
Yeah.
Do we have a limit in our?
We do,
regs?
12 is the limit, so
12, okay.
if she decides to,
I won't. It's since it's got an art focus and then the space that we've got, I kind of wanted to keep it small.
The people that get in will be lucky.
Yes, wonderful.
Okay. Sounds great. And staff, you didn't see any conditions that would be needed in this?
I didn't. It seems like a perfect
Yeah,
situation.
I mean, yeah,
Well prepared.
does.
Should I go?
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, you
You're
can. I think we're good.
You may be seated.
I agree. I think this is a well done application. I love the amount of space in front of the house for pickup and drop off. I mean, it is a lot of things coming together here. If there are no other questions, we could entertain a motion.
Well, I will make a motion to approve conditional use permit for major B home occupation for Whimsy Art Preschool LLC located at 933 South Commerce Circle for Laura Madsen. Based on the recommendation of staff and meeting all of those regulations and her complying with all of that.
I will second.
I'm not sure who to start with. Do I?
You.
Okay. We'll start the voting with me then. Aye.
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 All right, motion passes. Thank you for coming in today. Next item of business, approval of the minutes from June 13th, 2024. Hopefully you had a chance to look at those. Does anybody have any questions
I was
changes?
not present, so I'm going to abstain on that.
Yeah, I have no changes. So I would make a motion that we approve the minutes for June 13th, 2024, as written.
I'll second that.
Now, can we vote if we have an abstention without 4 members of the,
I think our bylaws, require that at least 4 vote.
Oh, so we may not have that.
Yeah, so I don't think we
Okay.
have enough of a quorum here to
Yeah.
approve the minutes.
I'll withdraw the motion,
Great.
and maybe we'll wait.
push that to the next agenda, I guess?
Well done, Chair Packer.
Yeah, good call.
Okay. Other matters that come before the planning commission?
Well, we will have a meeting on July 11th, but it's 7/11, so bring your Slurpees.
And what?
It's National
Oh,
Slurpee
7-Eleven. Oh,
Day.
yeah, yeah, okay.
So we know for sure, well, Mindy said we will probably have a couple conditional use permits, but we have received a rezone application for property south of where the road ends on Sunset, right? So the
So where at?
southwest part of Kaysville, and it's a rezone request for 2.8 acres to go to R4 from acre lots of, 1 acre agricultural. So we'll look forward to that, and we'll get that public, it's 1735 South, 550 West. So we'll get that public hearing notice out next week or tomorrow, actually, and then we get that packet out next week. It's always a deadline here with,
Before the 4th of July.
Yes.
Some light reading.
right after the 4th of July.
Well, the meeting, but.
Well, the packet will come out after, but yes. And so on that, the council meeting for July 4th has been canceled for reasons unknown, why they want to celebrate the independence of America instead of be at a council meeting. But the parade's all set for next week, and some great celebrations going on. So today, so first of all, the biggest deal of this week was we had Ann McNamara start as the senior planner on Monday. So it's been a busy week, and she's learning all things Kaysville. If she would like, I'll give her a little bit of time to introduce herself. But she and I attended today, the APA did a training on the general plan requirement of adding a water conservation element into the general plan, which is due December of 25. So we learned a lot today, and we'll be needing to work with our public works and engineer to get a lot of data that's required for that element to add into the general plan. So it seems like there's kind of a lot of technical information that they want to see in the plan, and we'll have to do a lot of coordination with Weber Basin Water Conservancy District and our secondary water irrigation providers here. So that will be another big task that will probably start at some point next year. And then also I've been meeting with consultants the last few weeks about the small area plan for this downtown area. And those meetings have gone well. There's been a lot of interest, and it's kind of helped me in my own mind refine some of the things that we want to include in the scope. So I've mentioned this before, but the goal would be to have that scoping kind of finalized the end of August, and then work with Wasatch Front to get the RFP put out. So they have a pool of consultants that they have approved for this kind of work, and so that would just go out to those consultants, and then we would select a consultant probably in October, and then my guess is we'll, kick things off probably the beginning of 25, which sounds insane to say 25, but it's been great there's a lot of interest in it. There's a few consultants that have been involved in other things previously in Kaysville, so it'd be good to have, they already kind of have a head start on some things if they are selected. So, and I think it'll be a really great project that'll lead to having some transformational outcomes for the city and really helping determine what the vision is for our downtown and 200 North area, and listening to the business owners, the community, and then, right, my hope is that we end up with a task list that just kind of says, here's all the things that you need to go and do, so that we can have that realization come to actual, implementation within our downtown area. So I think that's all I had. Is there anything else, Mindy, you could think of? Yeah, so it can be busy.
That's a lot for you.
Yeah. I'm very glad that we're fully staffed now. I think Mindy's very glad too. So,
Yes,
I don't know. Ann, do you wanna-
congratulations to all of you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. And do you
Takes
want
to think
to
so.
share a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So, like Linda said, my name is Ann McNamara. I started on Monday. I just received my master's from the University of Utah in May in city planning. Originally from Washington State, so I moved here for grad school. And, I have a couple of years of experience working in city government in Washington, and I found local government is something I'm really passionate about. So I'm really excited to be here.
Nice.
Welcome.
Yeah, glad to have you. All right. Out of curiosity, what's the process then since we've lost our chairperson? Do we want to have a bigger group to do that?
Oh, yeah, I should have mentioned that. So we received 4 applications for planning commissioners, and the mayor and I sat down with 2 of those applicants today. I think we have one more tomorrow and one on Monday. So then she'll determine who she wants to appoint.
How many
And
vacancies are there? Is there
just one, yeah,
vacancy?
yeah. So, which is Steve
Oh, yeah,
Lyons.
of course.
So we'll get them appointed at the July 15th meeting. And then we will need to elect a new chair. So our bylaws say that we do that annually. I think it says the first meeting in July. So yeah, so we'll approve the appointment. Oh, it is the 18th. Okay, so we'll approve the appointment of the new planning commissioner on the 18th. And then, but we'll need to have a new chair and vice chair to the July 11th meeting. So we'll put that on the agenda, and then would sound like the new person probably wouldn't be eligible for consideration because they wouldn't be appointed until after that, but that'd be good to not scare them off at the first meeting
Probably
anyway.
okay.
Such is life.
Yeah. Yeah, we have 6 others that have been on for a while, so we'll get that on the agenda for
agenda.
July 11th.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, so moved. We're adjourned.
You guys are really throwing some tough meetings at us lately.
That was kind of scary. Glad it was a very easy.